This is the new Volkswagen Transporter, electric pickup truck, electric ute. It could be coming to your country. I'm not sure. We do know it's been released in Europe and it's based on the Ford Transporter. So if you can get the Ford Transporter in your country, the electric version, this might be an option for you. And honestly, I think this is actually really, really good. There's one problem with it. Other than this one problem, everything else is really good. In fact, this is one of the most practical pickup trucks I've ever seen. Reminds me in some ways of Canoe's pickup truck. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. Great to have you with us. Volkswagen, they don't currently sell, well, they didn't as of a few weeks ago, an electric pickup truck. They are planning on an electric Scout in the United States. It's going to have apparently 350 miles of range. That'll be good. But this actually just went on sale in Europe, and you can get a diesel version or an electric version. The diesel version is completely gutless. The electric version literally has more than twice the power. But anyway, if you love diesel, I guess you can get the diesel version. If you're smart, you can get the electric version. Anyway, what else do we know? Well, the Transporter looks a bit van-like, but it's a pickup truck. The 7th generation Volkswagen Transporter came out in 2024, developed together with Ford, sharing its platform with the Ford Transit Custom. It comes in a variety of configurations. There are panel vans with options like extended wheelbases and high roof bodies. But if you want more cargo space, if you've got a Ford Ranger, a Toyota Hilux, something like that, this is a much better choice for cargo space. I mean, way more space. And it's actually got more space on the interior as well, even though it's almost the same size as those vehicles. Anyhow, how big is it? Wheelbase is 3.5 meters. That is 137.8 inches. Overall length is 5,613 millimeters. That's 221 inches. So it's a bit smaller than a Ford F-150. Now that means it's 263 millimeters, which is 10 inches longer than the current Volkswagen Amarok. So about 10 inches longer than a Ford Ranger as well. But thanks to its short hood, or the fact that it doesn't really have a hood, doesn't really have a bonnet, you're getting a big cargo bed, way bigger than what you get even on an F-150. It's 2,170 millimeters long. That's 85 inches long, and it's 1,945 millimeters wide. That's 76.6 inches wide. So way more usable space than even a Ford F-150 or a Chevy Silverado 1500, a Ram 1500, and far, far more than something like a Ford Ranger. So if you want an actual practical vehicle, this is the one to get. And I really think this is the most practical electric pickup truck that's currently on the market. Now, in terms of payload, that's one area that's not particularly great. You can put 736 kilograms or 1,623 pounds on the tray. The electric version could take a bit more, 1,731 pounds. But yeah, I mean, it's still not a particularly large amount of payload, but you can put a lot of stuff on, it's big. Looking at the interior, you can see it does look like a sort of a vanish type of pickup truck interior. Definitely not luxury, but still you've got a large touchscreen there and, 3 seats in the front, 3 seats in the back. It's pretty practical from that perspective because you've got 6 seats overall. So if you want a 6-seat vehicle, there's not much else you can get on the market. Electric, 6 seats, and a lot of space to carry stuff. Visually, the only way you can distinguish between the electric and the diesel versions is, well, one of them has a tailpipe, right? And the badging is a little bit different. You can see here 16-inch steel rims are standard, but you don't have to stick with those. They look kind of ugly, I think. You can get optional alloy wheels as well. The diesel version, right, the base model has 81 kilowatt. That's 108 horsepower. The electric version, the base model electric version gets 160 kilowatt. That's 215 horsepower. Top spec gets 282 horsepower. That's 210 kilowatt. So a lot more power, more torque as well, 415 newton meters, not a heap, that's 306 pound-feet, but it's still a lot more than the diesel version. So I think having 220 kilowatt, more than 300 horsepower, that would be enough power for most situations. How expensive is it? Well, this is the good news. The electric version starts at only $4,000 more than the diesel version. So 4,000 euros more expensive. Not a big difference in price. I think the price it's fairly competitive considering it's European pricing. The pricing starts at 62,000. The pricing starts at 71,000 US dollars for the electric version of this. That's in Europe. In markets outside of Europe, it would likely be a little bit cheaper because it wouldn't have some of the taxes applied to vehicles in Europe. However, there is one issue here. Volkswagen hasn't technically released the range, but if it's the same as the Ford Transit Custom, that only has 204 miles of range with the bigger battery. It's got two battery options. One of them is a 64 kilowatt hour battery, which is really small for a vehicle this size. The other one is a 74 kilowatt hour battery, which is also really small for a vehicle this size. I mean, my car, it's a medium-sized family vehicle, SUV, much, much smaller than this, but it has an 87 kilowatt hour battery. And the biggest battery in this is 74. And as a result, it only gets 204 miles of range, which is 328 kilometers. The base model, 262 kilometers of range, which is 163 miles. So range is going to be an issue. I mean, for local trips, doing day trips, and for most situations, I'm sure the range would be fine. But I think, honestly, most people wanting to spend this kind of money on a vehicle would want more than 200 miles of range. Other than that, this truck is awesome. And the truth is, it might not get the same batteries as the Ford e-Transit Custom. Hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully it gets more range because ultimately it's a really cool vehicle. I think it looks weird. It just makes a lot of sense. Even as a family car, you could go camping. All the bikes you could stick on the back, the surfboards. You got me imagining now. Let me know what your thoughts are. Thanks for watching. The legacy automotive industry is crumbling before our eyes. Numbers are in for the first half of 2025, which show the shocking result of exactly what's happening. Margins have crumbled to nearly nothing for many automakers. Many of them are losing money, and sales are dropping at the same time. This is enormous disruption at a scale the automotive industry has never seen before. Myself, Steve Mark Ryan, Sandy Munro, and other analysts predicted that this would happen. But I don't get a sense of satisfaction from seeing it happen. I honestly just feel a sense of sadness for some of these companies, for what's happening to them. These once great companies are clearly crumbling into the dust, almost like the fall of the Roman Empire.